and welcome to Becky's House of Sewing, where we discuss what, Ron? That's right, all things thread and needle. So this is Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. It's not my usual recording day because my week has not been usual. I had to work on Wednesday, which sadly meant I missed Wednesday stitching, which apparently everyone was there except for me. We'll kind of deal with it. We'll recover. So, what it did mean though, which is not necessarily a bad thing, is that I had Thursday off instead of Wednesday. So all my plans on Wednesday got blown up. So sadly, I just had to spend all day watching TV and stitching. I mean, cry for me. Just kidding. No, I had a great day off because I didn't have to go anywhere or do anything. So I took a nap in the middle of the day. I completely finished. I've watched a lot of TV today. I'm not going to lie. So I love Somebody Feed Phil. New season on Netflix. Highly recommend. And you know, I don't know if you watch Somebody Feeds Phil. But you just want to be Phil's friend. First of all, you want to feed Phil. And part of the shtick of the show, what am I trying to say? The words are sometimes hard, people. Is that his mom and dad were part of it. And Phil is one of the creators, or the creator of Everyone Loves Raymond, so which is based on his real life. So it's all a little shticky, which I quite frankly enjoy. So his dad really loved horrible jokes, and so this season, since he's lost both his mother and his father at this point, he has celebrities coming in and doing jokes for him. It's really kind of cute. So it's still the same charm. I now want to go to Oaxaca so that I can have liquid chocolate drinks. Or I could go to Madrid, apparently. Madrid also has them. And yeah, I just want to eat all the food. It's a hard show to watch because you just get hungry. And you're just got a stupid smile on your face because Phil is so silly and wonderful. But more importantly, I finished the entire season of Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. It's so good. Mom, you're going to have to renew to Netflix. It's really good. So Netflix now has Somebody Feed Phil and Lincoln Lawyer. Just sign up for a month. You can cancel after you watched all that. It'll only take you a couple days, Mom. Get on board. You're going to enjoy it. It'll be worth it. But I digress. I've totally lost place. And it's mostly because it's Thursday. It's almost 9 o'clock. So it's Becky After Dark. I had plans that I was going to have some drinks, Ron. Because it was going to be Becky After Dark. Becky's House of Sewing After Dark. But I had to finish the Lincoln Lawyer final episode. And so now the glass is dry. And if anybody knows me, I just made the ice float a little bit. I was drinking Ricard or Richard, however you want to say it, because I love black licorice and it's a delicious drink. But I wanted it cold. So I threw some ice cubes and I made the ice cubes float at a heavy hand. If I have another one, though, we're just going to have slurring words. It's going to be a 2-hour-long episode. Nobody needs that. So I wanted to show you the glass. It's empty. Be proud. So back to my week. So it's Thursday in the evening because I just was consumed by TV and couldn't get off the couch to do anything. But I had to work on Thursday because I had a corporate visit. Our little location here in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Container Store has again moved to a different market. So we were kind of turning over to the new area director and meeting the area director and getting to know everybody. So Jamie, if you're watching, I know you subscribed. My new area director, Jamie Moeller. Everybody give her a round of applause. I like to think it was a very successful visit. And I'm glad to have met another person. Jamie's from Tampa. Got a few things in common. So I'm excited to be working with yet another area director in the great Container Store company. Really, let me just get a little gushy about my job, people. I'm an in-home design specialist. I can come to your home, talk about what you need, make plans, get people coordinated to help get everything all organized for you, get the right products and get the right framework. And I'm not shabby at it. I'm just gonna say, I'm not top dog, but I ain't shabby at my job. And I certainly love it. I've been in retail a really long time and really love my job. So if you need a closet or 2 or 3 or a craft space, if you need me to organize your craft space, I don't know if anybody's here is a crafter. Anybody watching Becky's House of Sewing certainly should be. A garage, a pantry, any space I can help you organize. And then we get to be together. How fun would that be? I can help you. Mia is here. She's sniffing around. She's been very busy today. And I wish you could see her, but she's intently sniffing at my fabric. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, so anyway, I had a corporate visit, met my new area director, got some really good information. And so today was a lovely day off where I got to stitch and be lazy and be in my pajamas all day. How great is that? Just a whole day of being in my pajamas. It's kind of like a mini vacation, I tell you. So last week I also wasn't here, much to the chagrin of Ron. I had a lot of explaining to do. He was very unhappy about it. But I was like, Ron, I just don't have a lot to talk about, and I'm tired, and I don't wanna. As a matter of fact, I haven't responded yet, but I just got a text from Ron saying, so are we gonna have a video this week? Are we? Ron, I'm so glad you're my biggest fan. Thank you. And just shout out to Ron. He does a lot of really cool stuff. He is a man of many talents, right, Connie? But he does a lot of woodworking. He's done sewing. He does a lot of, his background is mostly upholstery. Uh-oh. I hope, please have a shirt on. Oh my God. Please have a shirt on.
You can't see anything.
This is going on the internet. I think only Ron and Connie really understand what just happened and the mortification that I'm having. I'm really sorry. Let me recompose here. What was I saying? Ron is very talented, is what I was saying. Has now set up a really cool workshop in his garage, which I'm jealous about that he's got a garage. We don't have one, and we need one. And only because my husband has a lot of stuff out. We just need it contained. And I'd like to have I'm totally digressing. Did I mention I've had get ready. Enjoy this. So we need a garage because I want to park and protect my car. But I also need my husband to have a space that's not all over the front yard. Again, only my neighbors understand what I'm talking about. Okay, I digress. So, this week, I've had 2 weeks of sewing, which I just don't feel like I've made a lot of progress. I feel like I need to, I don't know. Tell me in the comments what you think. if I'm being too hard on myself or not. I mean, I know I'm a working woman. I get all that, but I'm feeling like I'm not having a lot to show in these videos of progress. But cross-stitching is not a fast hobby, and I need to cut myself some slack. But I have haul. I have a lot of fun haul to talk about, and some progress on 2 different projects. So I'm going to call that a win, people. And let's dive in, okay? So I think I talked the last time I was on about my mom going to people, places, and quilts, and she got this book. So therefore, I had to get the book because she didn't buy it for me. She bought other things for me. And so this is a book, Tiny Treasures, and it's basically just a sketch. Well, I mean, she talks about the pattern and stuff, but it's, she gives you these sketches of the embroidery that she has done, and it's for 1-inch hexies. Aren't they super cute? You should totally see what my mom did. She's totally addicted to them now. Yeah, she's like, they work up really fast, Becky. They're so cute. So this is some of the book here. I don't feel like I'm giving away trade secrets with that guy. Aren't they cute? I mean, here's on the back of the book. Like, don't you kind of want to make that? Kind of want to make that. So, and there's some, what is it about the hexie? I mean, the hexagon is such a cute, I mean, look. So you see the hexagon, and then do you see the star that it makes? Like, it's so interesting. You need to have multi-sides. You need to have a hexagon side to be interesting, people. Take that as a life lesson. So my mom printed these up on her, she copied, because the patterns are in here. She copied it on her copying machine and then traced it on using her light box. And again, she's cooler than I am. I do have a light pad, but I don't really like it. So, my mom also used kind of a looser weave. Ooh, I just crossed my legs and made a big noise, sorry. Material, so she had the idea to use interfacing on the back of it to make it her stitches a little more secure. So I'm like, well, I want to be like my mom. And if you've ever met my mom, you too want to be like my mom. You just can't go wrong being Connie Pelly, or hanging out with Connie Pelly, or doing what she tells you to do. She's my mother. She's unfortunately always right. I've discussed this in earlier episodes, but it's, you know, mothers being right is really annoying, but also helpful. And Mom, you are always right. So, luckily she likes me, and I have all the same hobbies as she does, so it's all good. So I went to Amazon, and was looking for interfacing because I couldn't be bothered to going to Joann's. I'm a working woman, all right? I can't be bothered. So I knew of this wash away sulky material, and so I got it. And I was delighted because I bought a happy accident. I bought printable kind. Ooh. So you get 8.5 by 11 sheets that can go right into your printer, and it prints right up, and it's amazing. So I printed all the designs. So on this little paper here. But then I went crazy. My People, Places, and Quilts from 2019. I got this book. Remember me? I talked about it. So I printed some of this up on it and used it on my quilt, my denim quilt. So I did some work on my denim quilt, which I said I really needed to do the last time. Isn't that cool? Okay, let me get to the right spot. Hold, please. So here we go. Isn't that going to be fun? Isn't that going to be fun? Working on it, people. Working on it. So that, I got a little work done on that. Denim is really hard to embroider on, just saying. Mia came to visit. Hi, Mia. Say hi to the peoples. Say hi to the peoples, Mia. We love her. Eons ago, since we're talking about things I bought, when it was announced that Blackbird was reproducing some of their materials, I ordered some from not Fat Quarter Shop. I ordered from there, but not from there. I did not order from there. From Kitten Stitcher. Easy for me to say. So I bought a block, the 10-inch square blocks. Look, 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 look. Aren't they wonderful? Blackbird designs. And then I also got, I didn't realize I was getting this, but a little stitch card to hold my threads. So that was cool. So that was kind of my haul. I went right for the haul, right? Kind of introduced the little things. I did a whip action. But here's where I am with my cross stitch project, Mrs. Campbell. I didn't bring Mrs. Campbell's chart in again. If some of you remember, the phrase for Mrs. Campbell was a needle arts teacher, possibly in the Europe, England area. I don't remember all the details. I apologize. I'm probably getting them all wrong. Okay. I had to pause there for a minute. I really wanted to go get the chart. So here we go. So forget everything I said about not bringing the chart in. I went and got the chart. Mrs. Campbell Oban. Isn't this a great sampler? So she's from Scotland. Let me get it a little closer. 1805, right? So Mrs. Campbell says, keep your work clean and pay attention to it, which is one of the things I really liked about not only did I really like the colors and the pattern, but I also like the sentiment. Sometimes when you're looking for a good sampler to do, it doesn't all match up. But when they do, when you like a good border and you like the pattern and you like the saying, you got a winner, people. So as you may remember, I was doing Mrs. Campbell on 46 count. I believe this is 46 count tabby cat, which is what was the original version. Oh my gosh, all my words. So tabby cat linen is 46 count is what all I can think of is the word display, but that's not the right word. But the reproduction sampler, that's what it was done on. So I'm doing everything that's called for in the biz. That's what we say. All the called for. All the called for linen, all the called for thread. So I'm using a Veriswas 103s. And the struggle is real. I feel like I'm not making a lot of progress because I'm not like stitching a thread a day at least. So I'm really only stitching on Wednesdays. I've not paid attention to it as much. So mistakes have been made. I'm using silks, which I have never used before, which are beautiful. I mean, look how pretty they are. But man, they're hard to do. So struggles that I've had. I definitely have to pay attention to how the thread comes off the spool. Because if you remember, I don't have any of them with me. I'm not pausing again. The spool of thread, you need to really use it in the same direction it comes off of. Otherwise it knots. It's still kind of knots for me. And counting is hard. Counting is hard with regular thread too. So I'm going to hold it back here. I've made a couple mistakes. You can't tell them from here. And I bought my supplies from the attic, where Jean, the owner from the attic, always says she's a firm believer in going forward, not backwards. I have ripped out quite a bit. Like today, I would have made more progress today had I not have to, this little portion here, this little guy right here, this little guy here, and all done here. I redid that at least 4 times. Here's why. My counting was off. And then as I was going back, what I've been doing, my biggest problem with the silks is that because they are silk, they are more slippery. So I really have to, I'm finding that my stitches are coming out more often than I've ever experienced in my life. I've been stitching probably 40 years now, people. On and off, not the whole time, of course. But I've done some fairly big projects all my life. I've never had an issue with stitches coming unraveled of any sort, but I am with the silks. I'm trying to start with a pin stitch, which a pin stitch is kind of where you wrap the threads and you're kind of going through the thread a couple of different times and making it very tight, almost kind of making a knot, but you're covering it up with your stitches. And I'm mostly successful at that. I could probably point out every pin stitch that I've done. Some are better than others. Just the bulk or how close I cut the thread really makes a difference. But the other thing that I'm unhappy with is how I'm storing my threads. I got the acrylic container from the Container Store, of course. And it does the job, but it's awkward to get to, and it's awfully loud. So Nicola Parkman had, a while ago, introduced these silicone holders for that type of bobbin and thread. They're kind of in this shape. They're a little smaller than this, but they're kind of in that. That holds a spool and a bobbin. And I tried to search for it on her channel, because Nicola Parkman is the creator or the reproductionist of Mrs. Campbell. And I couldn't find it, so I just emailed her. And Nicola kindly got back to me and gave me the link of what they were and where they are, and when I get them, I will dig into that. So I have a shipment coming from England, which who knows how long that will take. I ordered it this week, so, or at this point I probably ordered it 5 days ago. So we'll see how quickly that comes, and then I'll show you the new setup. But they're basically like trays with little silicone divots where the threads can go. And I think it'll be less noisy, because every time I pick up my container, it's clunk, 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 clunk. The other thing is that the lid, again, I've discovered how lazy I am working at the Container Store. If the lid to something is awkward or not easy to open with one hand, I just can't be bothered. And that's kind of the scenario with, with the with my current setup. Like the thread isn't the thread. I'm sorry. Did I mention that this is gone? Do you see how red my cheeks are? Yeah, I'm having a reaction. I'm trying desperately just not to start sneezing my head off. That's good TV. Okay, so it's a hinged lid container that I have it in. They're an acrylic. So these are called spools. Oh my gosh, I probably need to end this soon. I'm so sorry. So the spools go boom, boom, boom. They just make a noise, and there's 27 of them. And then when I want to have them open and have them ready for me to kind of get to the next thread, because as you can see, there are a lot of color changes in this bad boy. Each letter is a different color. I mean, there's just a lot of thread changes. So, it takes up a lot of space. The case is a little challenging to open. Once it's open, I can kind of get it set up. But again, I'm not happy with the setup. So I'm annoyed even thinking about sitting down. And then I've been making mistakes. And then the stitches that aren't a mistake, like, are coming unraveled. So I don't know if I'll do silks again. I'm not unhappy with the results. Again, I really think, I mean, who doesn't make mistakes in their stitching? I mean, that's kind of how you know you did it. So I'm not like beating myself up about counting mistakes, because at this point they're really just kind of like a misstitch, and it blends in well and you can't tell. And the stitches are really pretty. What I do like about it is because you're taking it off the spool, and it's 46 count, and the 103s are really a thinner thread. But it's good coverage, don't you think? I really like the coverage of it. But the thread lays really nicely on the fabric because you're not dealing with two threads, etc., etc. But, yeah, it's the whole process part of it that is a little more frustrating to me right now. And I may feel differently by the end of it. So we'll see. Never say never. The minute you say, I'm never doing this again, is the minute that you, for example, remember a few weeks ago when I'm like, well, I don't need to buy anything more, which is still a true statement. I hit stop. I went to go get my keys, and I immediately got in my car and went shopping. So, you just don't want to say never. But there you have it. I'm a little frustrated with Mrs. Campbell. But I think I have found a solution to my frustration, and we'll be able to move forward. I'm definitely not going to not do her because I really like it. I really do. And the end result, it's kind of like having a baby. I mean, not that I've had a baby, but from my understanding, having the baby is not a pleasurable experience. But you wait long enough, and then you end up wanting another one because you've made it more romantic than maybe it really is. And memory losses tends to be a good thing during childbirth. I'm guessing. Again, no kids, just fur babies. That's all. Again, Mrs. Campbell, that's where she'll be. And Ron, I hope all my digressions have not been unpleasurable. I hope that it's been a little silly and you've enjoyed it. And I'm excited about the things I've gotten. I didn't spend a ton of money, but it's fun to get new little things. I'm really excited about this the Stick and Stitch by Sulky. It's working well. Again, I just think the denim is really hard to get the needle through, so I have to keep working at that. That makes it a little slow going. But what it also did is, because I was frustrated with Mrs. Campbell, I was like, I just need to do something different. And I did my embroidery on my denim quilt for a little bit. And it was so hard But I'm like, boy, cross-stitching Mrs. Campbell is so easy. And sometimes that's just what you need. It's all about perspective, people. So I hope you have an enjoyable week. I look forward to being at Stitching on Wednesday. And then I'm just prepping people. Ron, are you still listening? Hello, Ron. Ron. I have a vacation at in the end of June. So I might miss another week in there at the end of June. We'll see. We don't have our travel plans finalized. But apparently there was great discussion because Mia will be at camp grandparents' house. Mom and Pop's house. And there was apparently great discussion that Mia might never come home. We all know that that's not going to happen. But the gauntlet has already been thrown. I still think it's safe enough to leave her there but it'll amount to like 2 weeks. And at the last 2 weeks of June, I won't have a dog. I barely made it 1 week when Buster was gone, people. I don't know what's going to happen. So, just be on the lookout. If you see curly-headed lady in Boone with an adorable mini dachshund that's blonde, just be aware. Be on the lookout. We'll make posters or something. Anyway, you guys have a great week. I hope you get some stitching or crafting or any of your hobbies, woodworking, all the things. Did I mention all the way that Ron, he sews? He's done like leather work and made upholstery and that kind of like car seats and stuff like that. He's an interesting guy. He helped me. I don't know. Can you see behind me? This right here. I think you can. So he helped me with this. This is my new ironing board. He helped me cut it to size, and then I wrapped it up. Ron, don't look too closely. I'm not the upholsterer that you are. But it's working really well. I'm very pleased with it, and it's giving me a lot more walking way. So there you have it. All right, I'm really gonna go, people. It's gonna be a longer one, which was kind of my hope because they were all kind of being so short because I didn't have a lot to show. So knowing that I'd have 2 weeks in a row, it would be good. Now I have to edit. So wish me luck on that. Hopefully that all goes well. But you guys have a great week. I'll see you next week. And I'll talk to you soon. Happy stitching.